my name is Marizaan and I'm an audiologist in Stellenbosch and Somerset West area. We've got 3 practices, 2 in Somerset West, 1 in Stellenbosch. I think we're very fortunate to have a practice in Somerset West or in the Winelands. I actually wanted to study medicine, but then my brother, he's a dentist, and he advised no, rather specialized in the field already. So then I decided on audiology. Also very fortunate to study in Pretoria, University of Pretoria, like my partner Linda Haasbroek. We've joined forces in 2018, 2019. And yeah, it's amazing to have someone carry the load and be an amazing audiologist with me. So I cannot take all the credit for the practice at all. Sabrant, you were actually one of my inspirations to start my own practice. Audiology is, like everybody answer, I think, in their interview, why do you want to study this course or whatever? We all say we want to try to help people and we want to really help people. And I still think that is the case. We love helping people. We love just making a difference. And audiology is more black and white than other fields. And that's the best part of it all, because you can actually make that difference and see that difference and see how that person lived with the difference you made in their lives. So it's amazing.
Awesome. Well, it's nice to get to know you and put a face to a name, especially on this side, because I don't necessarily get to meet everyone. So it's so nice. And nice to meet you, Marizaan. I wanted to ask you if you could tell us a little bit about what your areas of passion are in audiology. Where do you thrive best?
So in our practice, we do most clinical diagnostic. I always say in private practice, I mean, you all know that you need to be an expert on everything or every single patient. We try to be an expert. So we do see the NICU babies. I always say our youngest patient was actually 26 weeks old and our oldest patient 105. In between, we see every single age, every age group. We love to see the children. We are a pediatric practice, specifically Stellenbosch. And it's always challenging with the children, and it's amazing to see how we can help them in their areas. Lately, we've actually had a great case too of blind deaf people. I mean, that was amazing. And I actually think that's one of my passions now, to work with someone that's completely blind. The one was actually a lady, and she came in with a dog, and it was so much different to the everyday audiology, what we do, the diagnostic part of it, and giving hearing aids. This was a more challenging case where we can now guide her. Literally, I'm the one guiding her because she cannot see. And that to me was a new passion. I would love to help more people like that in our field. And because obviously her ears or hearing is her main thing now. That's what she's left with, or he was left with. And now that's also deteriorating. And I think that's now a passion. I know we love, in Stellenbosch, we see a lot of people that's just got the mild losses and starting to struggle. And we always say we see from the janitor of a local shopping center to a former president. So we literally see everyone, and every single one's got their own case. And we try to be an expert at everyone's case. But I think the more challenging one now recently has changed it all for us. We are now specialists in that field.
Marizaan, wow, that ties in nicely with what I want to ask you next. And this is always a difficult question, but one of the most difficult things that you've had to do, can you remember a moment in audiology that was really difficult for you?
So without a doubt, yeah, it was, I think, 2 weeks ago. I met this patient, and she's got congenital glaucoma, and she came in with her dog Luna. And luckily, we had a patient just a few months before her, so we now know how to engage with the blind deaf community. And obviously, she knew that she's starting to develop some sort of hearing loss, or something was wrong with her ears. And she's also, to top it all off, a music student at the University of Stellenbosch. And then we tested her ears, and yes, she does actually have a moderate hearing loss. And to break that news, obviously explaining the audiogram, describing the audiogram for her because she cannot see it. And this was just, she started to cry a lot, and because of the shock. And her dog got so upset because she was so upset. And she was very unsettled, and she was just, and then I have to admit, obviously she couldn't see it. I had a tear or three, because it was just, now it's me bringing the bad news again after she lost her sight. Now I'm bringing the bad news of the hearing. And to stay true to my diagnosis, not to try and make the blow softer or something. I had to stay true to what we tested and her results. It is a fact, and we need to address it. And that was, without a doubt, the most difficult day in audiology. Without. One of the defining moments in my career is, I don't think actually the public will resonate with that, but it was obviously when Tasha, the cook, actually walked into the practice that I worked at. And she said, "You need to start your own practice." Right? And then I just did. I tried, and I did it. I started my own practice exactly like you, to do the walk away part and just do it. And it was tough. It was really, really tough. But I think that was the moment in my career that changed my life. The day I started my own practice, and I didn't have to ask a head office if I can do something. I am head office, and I can help you. We can make a plan. We can do that for you and change your life the best we can do that. So, I think the defining moment in my career is when I started my own practice, without a doubt.